Have you ever been to that place where you don't feel like doing anything? One of those lazy days when you don't feel like combing your hair, leaving your bed, changing your pajamas, or even taking a shower. All of us have those kind of days from time to time. But what if those days prolong? What if that one cheat day turns into a number of days, weeks, months, years? What if it's not simple boredom or laziness? What if it's something more serious and more deep? What if it's depression? What if it's a mental illness which is literally telling you to not take care of yourself? What I'm doing in this video is an outcome of the same. There have been times in my life when I haven't combed my hair for weeks, this being one of them. Over here, I hadn't combed my hair in I think about 2 weeks. Why? Because I didn't have the energy to. Mental and physical. I didn't have the will to. I just didn't see the point. Until it got to a point where I had to literally pull myself out of it. Being somebody who suffers from chronic depression, chronic pain, and anxiety, I find myself in the situation every now and then, where my mind and body just refuse to, let me care for myself. Be it combing my hair, changing my clothes, leaving my bed, taking a shower, or any of the other basic self-care that other people don't even have to think twice about. And I know that I'm not the only one. These are the aspects of depression, stress, and mental illnesses that not many are talking about. How subtly and passively it affects your everyday life, where it hampers your self-care and your basic daily routine. This video will cover all of that. If you're interested, please stay tuned. Welcome back to Let's See, and those of you who are new, welcome. Let's begin. Through this voiceover, I'll be targeting two kinds of audiences. One would be those who haven't suffered from depression or any other stress or mental illness of this kind that hampers their basic and everyday life, up to an extent that even combing their hair becomes a problem. Second, I'll be talking to you guys, the ones suffering from depression, the ones having their mental illness hamper and detriment their everyday life, so much so that even combing their hair becomes a task. I'll also be sharing my tips and tricks of how to untangle your hair if it gets to a point as messy as mine. I've also fast forwarded this video at certain places just to save you guys some time and trouble, because it literally took me around 1.5 hours to complete this entire process, and I know it could be excruciating for you guys to watch a girl sit on the camera and literally just untangle her hair. My effort is to provide support and create awareness, both at the same time. If you find this video helpful, please share it with your loved ones and help them. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you think that you're so worthless and it's also pointless, that doing the everyday bare minimum basic tasks is just good for nothing, then please carefully listen to what I'm about to tell you. As somebody who has suffered from depression and stress and a low self-esteem and self-worth, I have found myself in this situation every now and then, where I feel like, what's the point of living? What's the point of doing anything? It's so hopeless. And this active thought then converts into, a shambled and distressed behavior. It comes into my actions where I just don't do anything because I just don't see the point. And it's not conscious. It's not that I'm consciously deciding not to do these things. The thoughts become so powerful that they affect my actions. And these visuals are a living proof of that. How a certain form of mental illness can make you think so badly about yourself and about life that taking care of the hair you love so much becomes so problematic. I also suffer from chronic pain because I have fibromyalgia, a chronic pain condition, and chronic fatigue, both of which keep me from doing everyday physical tasks as well. But I know that I can still physically master the courage if my mind supports me. And in this video, I'm fighting against those negative thoughts and channeling them into something productive. So if you find yourself in that situation where you feel that cutting your hair would be a better option, trust me, it's not. It's then that you have to be strong enough and tell yourself that you will come out of it. I have such long hair, which I have cared for and nurtured all my life. And I've lost literally 3/4 of them because of my health issues, in terms of their thickness. But I'm still not willing to give up. I will not cut them off because I can't take care of them. I will fight those demons. This entire process was physically painful, but I did it anyway. And I want you to do the same. Pick up that comb and comb your hair. Untangle them. Change your clothes. Leave your quilt. Tell yourself that you're worth it. I know it'll be difficult, but it'll be worth the pain. Now the tips and tricks. So the basic idea is to start combing and untangling your hair from top to bottom. Just start combing your hair from the top, as you'll see when I'll do it on the next side of my hair. Bring all of the tangles down to the bottom and then deal with them. The speed in this video might be a little misleading, but you'll realize when you do it in real time that this takes a lot of time depending on the kind of untangling you have. But nonetheless, the idea is to start from the top and take it to the bottom and keep doing until you untangle all of the knots. You saw the kind of mess my hair was in the beginning of this video, and now you can see how smooth and untangled they've become towards the end. And you can see my smile as well. That's the smile that you have to bring on your face. And this applies to the people in your life who you think might be going through this. This is how you have to help them and yourself. Keep watching to know more. About 2 years ago, a popular story surfaced on the internet. The story of a young girl, a 16-year-old girl, who was battling depression, because of which she hadn't combed her hair for an entire year. Depression made her feel so hopeless and worthless that she just didn't see the point. She didn't used to leave her bed, let alone combing her hair or doing anything else that matters. After fighting it for a year, she finally went to a hairdresser because she had a school party to attend. But even then she felt so hopeless and worthless that what she said to the hairdresser might send some shivers down your spine. You know what she told the hairdresser? Instead of asking the hairdresser to fix her hair, she asked her to shave her head. Why? Because she still felt so worthless. She just didn't see the point. She was hopeless. But thankfully, the hairdresser was a good person, so she decided to help her. And she spent 13 hours in trying to comb and fix this girl's hair. And seeing the before and the after pictures on the internet, anybody can tell that she succeeded. This girl's hair was beautiful again. They were soft and silky and shiny. I just said silky and shiny, didn't I? But I meant silky and shiny. Watching this story, although it made me sad, but it also gave me hope. It gave me hope in good people. People like the hairdresser, who are willing to bring a change and genuinely help people however they can. I watched this hairdresser's interview and she was crying. She said that she couldn't fathom the fact that a child, a teenager, could feel so hopeless. She said that no child or person should feel the way that girl felt, and she had to do her bit to help her. All of us can do our bits, irrespective of our professions. You never know who can use a little help, and you never know whose life can you help save by just being kind and good. And if you find yourself to be in that girl's shoes, or to be in my shoes, where your life is getting hampered by your mental illness, so much so that you're just not doing the basics, please seek help. Seek professional help if you can afford it. Nothing can replace therapy. Go to a therapist. Seek help. Talk to them. Ask them to help you. They will. And you don't know how magically therapy can help you heal yourself. Of course, other things matter too. In some cases, medication is also required. And in all the cases, it's important for the person to make efforts on their own. But therapy can genuinely be a blessing. But I know that it's not possible for all of us to afford it. If you're one of those people, then seek online subsidies. Do your research. Find counseling portals and therapists who are willing to help you with less money or maybe with no money. And if even that's not possible, then have a good social support system. Talk to people. Confide in them. Seek help in them. Friends, family, romantic partners, even colleagues. Whoever you trust enough. But again, I would still ask you to prioritize therapy over all of this. There should be only an alternative. Seek help and give help. If you can make out by the visuals, I'm following the same trick here. Start combing your hair from the top and take it to the bottom, all of the knots, and then untangle it. Trust me, it'll take time, it'll hurt, but it'll work. It took me nearly 40 minutes to comb this side of my hair. It was painful, it was difficult, and it was frustrating. But it was also worth the effort, as you'll see towards the end of this video. I've had my hair in such mess that I've also thought and contemplated of chopping it off. Oftentimes, my mom came to my rescue. She helped me comb it and untangle it. My hair has been in such a mess every now and then that the knots and tangles have scared me to my core. And I've fought with my mom, telling her that this won't be solved, this won't be untangled, and I need to just cut it off. I've cried, I've been hopeless, I've shouted, and I've been this person who couldn't look at herself in the mirror because her hair made her so depressed. Because of depression, she couldn't comb it. And if I'm being honest, I still go in that zone every now and then, as obvious by this video. And my mother gets really, really upset. And she doesn't know what to do or what to say. So she oftentimes scolds me. She scolds me and tells me to take care of my hair. But it's not easy. It's not easy when you have to fight the battles and the demons in your own head. And she understands now. But she still acts strict, thinking that maybe that approach will work. And it does sometimes, but not always, because the problem is internal. But every time I'm able to manage and comb my hair and bring it back to its old self, I heal. Yes, it's depressing seeing how much hair I've lost in the past couple of years. But I also try and be hopeful of getting that hair and that volume back by working on myself. There is scope for improvement. So if you ever feel that you can't do it anymore, that giving up is a better option, think again. Think clearly. It's just the negative voices in your head telling you to give up, telling you that you're worthless, telling you that it's all hopeless and pointless. But you have to be conscious and rational enough to understand that that voice is wrong, that voice is just a manifestation of your mental illness, and that voice doesn't have to win. You have to pull yourself out of it. Others can only help you indirectly. They can't go in your head and fix your thoughts. The ultimate work has to be done by you. And why not? You can, and you will. Just try and understand your own worth in your own eyes. And try to have a clear, better, positive and uplifted picture of yourself in your mind's eye. Oftentimes it's not the situation that matters, but how we perceive the situation, which decides in which course will a life go. So change your thoughts, change your perceptions, change your actions, change your behavior. It's all a part of healing. And it's not a one-day task. There's a reason why I made a video on literally combing my hair and putting it on the internet. There's a reason why I'm talking to you over this voiceover. It's because I need and want all of you to see the ugly side of depression and mental illnesses that no one talks about. The side that people overlook. The side that people don't even acknowledge exists because it's too weird to comprehend. The side they don't talk about in news headlines. The side they don't write about in books. The side that is not glorified, yes, but it's also not given any attention to. Depression, stress, anxiety, or any other mental illness for that matter, doesn't always have to be in your face. It doesn't have to shout and scream and tell you that, hey, I exist. It can literally be in the subtle, the concealed, the passive signs. You, as the person facing it, and you, as the people surrounding those persons, have to pick on those signs. You have to make yourselves aware and provide support, because we now need it now more than ever. And you have to give yourself room for mistakes. I have made n number of mistakes throughout this voiceover, and they make me cringe because I'm a perfectionist. But I also know that no matter how much I try, there will always be room for mistakes, and that's okay. I have to learn to be okay with it. I'm only human, and I'm learning with every step of the way. If I stumble and fumble, it doesn't mean that I don't know English. It just means that I made a mistake. And it also means that I know that my audience will understand what I'm saying. It's about faith. Have faith in yourself, in others, and the thought and the fact that you'll heal. Mind over body. Tame your mind, tame your thoughts. Don't let it tame you. Feel it to heal it. Sit with it. Accept it. Talk to it. Figure out a solution for yourself. And then let it go. And by it, I mean all of your anxieties and worries and conflicts. You see, I almost untangled all of my hair. You can't see, but I'm literally smiling right now as I watch this video. And you can see the smile on my face on screen as well. This moment was momentous, victorious. I was so proud of myself and genuinely happy. I spent my Sunday productively in trying to solve the mess that depression created for me, that chronic pain created for me. And I know that you can too. And you will. Just give it time, give it faith, and give it your best effort. Hang in there. You deserve to see the other side of the tunnel, the side where light shines, the side where your hair is not tangled anymore, where it's as smooth and shiny as mine are right now. I can't show you my face right now, but I'm literally smiling as I watch this visual and record this voiceover. This is a win. This is the triumph that all of us are looking for. And the only way out is to keep doing. I heal you, you heal me. Together, we heal the world. Let's heal. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to the channel to stay tuned. We'll all heal. Bye.